Hey, what is up guys? It is SgamingR here with the 19th playthrough of The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. Last episode we had failed the mission, the Horn of Jurgen Windcaller, because someone else managed to get there before us and take it. And now she wants us to go visit her. Or, I think I've already given too much away by saying she. Well, whatever. Pretty much, she asked us to go to Riverwood and go to the inn and rent the attic room. Now first I'm going to go ahead and go to the Riverwood Trader, the reason being I want to sell my goodies that I received from the dungeon. Now actually, sorry, thinking about it now, this episode we do not get to the whole inn thing. Or we do slightly, but first we actually get to do a tiny little mini quest that involves a little love drama going here in the village of Riverwood. Now pretty much, so this guy we're selling to, Lucan Valerius, is the Riverwood trader, and he has this sister, Camilla Valerius. Now I don't know why I'm explaining this to you, because you probably don't care and you might want to just head straight to the next playthrough. But actually, some of the end stuff does happen at the end of this, so you might want to watch that.
Did I see you talking to Sven? Maybe not.
So pretty much this guy, Findel, which is like this elven archer, likes this woman, Camilla. Also, Sven likes Camilla. So there's this kind of hatred going on between these two guys. I didn't really see anything intelligent about her, besides hitting on to us, Dragonborn. So as you'll see that later on, she's like, "Oh, it's a fine day with you around." I mean, I can understand why. I mean, we are Dragonborn and everything, and well, you are still an old elf. It's kind of nasty because if you look at this guy, he has like wrinkles and everything, and then Savannah actually looks kind of young. Now, the only problem with this quest is that if you do it, then you will not be able to receive a certain one of them as a follower. Now, for example, if you, yeah, she says it right there. You see, she loves us. Anyway, so if you help, yeah, so Findo wanted us to give a letter to Camilla and tell me to say it was from Sven, so that Camilla would never see Sven again. However, I like Sven more than Findo personally because Sven is a better follower. Now, whoever you help, if you help Findo, then Findo can become your follower, like you can ask him to follow you. And if you help Sven, then Sven will become your follower, if you ask him to, of course. Now, I decided to defend Sven, as I said previously, so I'm going to go ahead and, first off, sell some of the extra junk I have lying around, and all that nice stuff I got from the dungeon. And then I'll go ahead and go to Sven. So if you want to skip this part, you can go ahead, but, pretty much, I'm just sort of selling the extra armor and, like, amethysts, and I don't, is that how you pronounce it? Amethyst, or is it amethyst, or amethysts, whatever. Selling those which I got from the dungeon, and also as well as the garnets and other jewels I received. So yeah, there was a ton of this armor, steel stuff. I got a Skyrim helmet. I have two of them. I don't know why I sold it. I didn't sell the extra one, but I must notice it there that I have two. So yeah, as I was saying before, each Skyrim person has a certain amount of cash. As you can see, Lucan has 659 cash, and as I sell stuff to him, his cash goes down because he's buying it. And what I love about this game, like what makes it somewhat realistic, the selling, is obviously because they have a limited amount, so you can't just sell all your junk to them at once. And also, when you sell their junk to them, it goes into what they can sell, so they can sell it back to you. Obviously, this resets after I think 48 hours, so that they won't always be selling the same stuff, and they will refresh their their amount of cash. I think after a week they go back up to 800, and a week in a Skyrim time, so literally just waiting waiting for 24 hours 7 times if you really want to, or just what I do is I just do other stuff because I never have that much to sell at once. And even if I have more than the normal 800 gold they carry, I'll just go to the other vendors, and there are a ton of other vendors who will buy your stuff for the same price in other holds, such as the one in Whiterun. Also, you can sell specific items to those items that to shops that correspond with that specific item, such as in Whiterun, you can sell your extra armor and weapons that you receive from dungeons and quests, etc. If you don't want to keep them, you can sell them to the armor and weaponer, and then you can sell to the traders. You can sell things like jewels. Now here I decided to go to Sven's house. The reason being, uh, I want to talk to Sven about what I did, how I stood up for him. He's just kind of sitting in the corner. I mean, so go ahead and tell him that, or if you decided to choose Sven, now you can choose Findal, and I don't really want to choose Findal because first of all, Sven seems like an awesome, just more awesome, right? I don't want like an old elven archer arching for me. If something ever happens to my Lydia, I might have to get a new follower. So now, as you can see, that option came up. Follow me. I need your help. So if you want Lydia to go home, or if she dies or something, then you can just go ahead and use Sven. Now there are a ton of other followers as well. Well, not a ton. There are a couple. Who are, I guess you could say, better than Sven, but he's always an option available if there's something else. So now I finally get to, so that was just a really tiny miscellaneous quest. Now I get to go to the real thing, the real main quest, the reason we're here. So go ahead and go to the inn. Now if you remember the letter, it said rent an attic room at the inn in Riverwood, and I shall meet you there. So go ahead and speak to Delphine, she's the innkeeper, and say I'd like to rent the attic room. So this interesting part, so just go ahead and go into the normal room. You don't have to, stay around to chat. And just sleep for however long you want. It doesn't matter. What's interesting is that when you sleep, you get a nice little enchantment that lasts for 8 hours of Skyrim time, which is called Well Rested. And now this is a pretty freaky part. It's like, holy crap, Delphine, what the hell? And then she gives you the Horn of Jurgen Windcaller. And then she just walks off. So yeah, you can go to return the horn to Arngir without ever talking to Delphine. But obviously, no, I mean, I guess you could, but the arrow's pointing over Delphine, therefore you kind of have to go. Or, yeah, it's actually part of the quest, sorry. You can't not go. Now, where she's going, she's not just walking away. She's going to her secret back door. Secret backdoor place. And what's interesting is that there's like a coin purse lying around and all these coins and stuff, and you can just take it. She doesn't really mind. Just go and take the stuff in the chest as well. As long as it doesn't have red over it, then it's takeable. Now I'm like desperately trying to get this gold here. Oh, I got it. Even that guy commented like, "Oh, you just found gold lying around, nice." And it's true. So Lydia's always opening doors when I don't want her to. That's a pretty cool door, actually. That sliding back door, invisible. But I mean, why would you have it, right? An innkeeper. Now I hate when Lydia does this. It's so annoying. Anyhow, before you even talk to her, you can go ahead and take all these potions that are lying on the wall. Pretty much, you can just take all of them. They're all for you, and they're all pretty good, decent stuff. There's more potions here, an alchemy lab. Along go there, and there's swords you can take here. Be sure to take these, because these are good weapons, and they'll last you for quite a bit. Or they lasted me for quite a bit. Now that blade sword is actually something that reminded me from Oblivion. And I had never played Morrowind, so I'm not sure if it's in Morrowind. I'm sorry if it was, but He was in Oblivion, I know that, because I did use the Blade Sword for a little while. And as we'll learn, the Blades are this group of people in Skyrim who used to fight for the Emperor, but now, since there's no really Emperor, they fight dragons. Because the dragons are coming back to life. Now let me just tell you something. I realized this episode has just ended, and the reason why some of them are short, like 8 to 10 minutes, well actually I've only had one 8-minute one, which is the one before this, and this one's actually around 11 minutes, which is not too short. But the reason is that that's what I recorded then, thinking that it would be a good idea. And then unfortunately, I don't want to mess up my order. I have everything like neatly titled, like Skyrim episode this and that, and it's just a pain to have to rename it all, right? So sorry guys, that is all I have for this episode. Next episode we'll actually delve into this whole Delphine being part of the Blades, this ancient clan who used to protect the Emperor, but now since dragons are coming back to life, they're here to destroy dragons. So please join me for the next episode, Skyrim playthrough 20.